Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell him and Google to shove your data up their schwing-schwangs by downloading the Brave browser. It's free, blocks online advertising, and protects your privacy and data from evil tech companies. You only see ads if you want to see them, and you get cryptocurrency for your attention. Don't let Zuck use you to make a buck. Download Brave by clicking on the link down below.
Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Good evening, children. No light requests today, and it's not today. I'm playing catch up with these larger ones, so thank you for my clients being patient. Hey, Aaron, returning customer here. How much would it be for a philosophical video request on how the future of humanity will be like whenever you're a senior citizen? So that would be, whatever, is that 2040? What am I now? 20 years, yeah, roughly 20, yeah, 2040. It'll be 2040 when I'm a senior citizen. It'll be Idiocracy. Good night, everybody, and that's it. No, it won't be too far off. Idiocracy was not a fictional piece. It was a documentary. I really do think a lot of that will be there. So I took some notes, and keep in mind this will be just generally the United States. I might delve into the world, but I mean, we could talk about this forever. But I'll just give you some of the basic ones that most of my audience is from the Western world. We'll go there. First, I don't think there are going to be any more pure white nations. Or not pure white nations, but majority white nations. Because the push for diversity as a moral value unto itself, it just isn't there. You also look at demographics, who breeds, who doesn't. You're going to see no majority white nations. They just won't exist. There might be a plurality white nation by the time I retire. Most certainly, but there just won't be because of migration and immigration and all that. Whether we maintain our first world standards of living is yet to be determined, but I highly doubt it. I've predicted long ago that the United States is going to look like Brazil, where it's just a smorgasbord, and the left is like, oh my God, kumbaya, all these races living together, and I'd be like, no, it's going to be Brazil, because that's what happens. There's arguments for a Pax Romana, where the Roman Empire had all different types of races living under one empire, but they all lived within their own respective countries that Rome invaded and took over. But I think, especially since it is part of our education and initial brainwashing to have everything be about race and gender and traits, things you were born with, not just race, it's going to be contested, it'll be argued. I think you might even have some flare-ups. But I don't think it's going to be anything better than Brazil. You're going to see economic growth slow down to barely beating out inflation, plus a small percent for whatever technological advances. You're going to see socialism, not full-blown communism, but we'll all be blah-poo European levels of socialism. We'll all have blah-poo levels of growth and economic success and stability as, Latin America or I wouldn't say necessarily Middle Eastern countries, but it's just going to be, it's going to be blah. It's going to be as gray as my sweatshirt. There's not going to be, and it's not even necessarily about economic growth as much as it'll be something that's unique and genuinely cultural. Like, oh, the Japanese make great anime. Debatable if anime is even great. The United States makes great fighter planes. Russia makes great vodka. I think with this Borg NPC, the Western world is just going to become a bunch of NPCs, including, don't think it says, even point out that it isn't necessarily about race, but it's going to be more about thought and a lack of culture. Everyone is going to be so indoctrinated and so brainwashed and so unmentionable, they will be NPCs. And thus, where everyone thinks the same, does the same, is truly normie, conformies, and inferiors. You're just not going to have any great cultural works. You're not going to see the black community come up with jazz. There's not going to be a Duke Ellington. We haven't had, maybe Miles Davis was the last Duke Ellington we had. Now we just have slop. You can already see this in our music. Who has come up with some good music? No one. Clary, shut the fuck up. It's not relative. And what, Cardi B? Get the fuck out of here. There will be no great literary works. There will be no great movies. I think, and it's perfect. Avengers. You say that was a great movie. It was a great movie. Written in what, the 80s? There will be nothing new. I mean, you see it in movies. Oh wow, we're going to rehash this. We're going to redo this. A sequel that. A prequel this. And it'll be across all quote-unquote races and cultures, because there is not going to be any race or culture. Oh yeah, you're going to have, he'll be Asian, he'll be white, he'll be black, he'll be Latino. But it'll just be this blop who. It'll just be, oh, well, we all agree on this. It'll just be gray matter and not the brain matter. Just be like tapioca pudding. There will be nothing. And the only countries that'll be coming up with something that you'd maybe, the Swiss, I think, will still produce really good chocolate. Don't mock that. That's good. That's what they do. The Russians, I think, will still be a homogenous culture. They'll still make great vodka and maybe some ballet. I'm just trying to think of something. Japan will still have their technology. Korea will still have its technology. But the Western world is just going to be Brazil. And there won't be anything unique about America except its past, which will be actively trying to be erased. Will be just like it will be socialism light at minimum, of which we already are. We're going to celebrate mediocrity and play to the lowest common denominator. We're going to continue the worthless crap degrees. It's just going to be very uninspiring. People are going to get fatter and uglier. It's just going to be a really boring world. It's not going to be anything excited about. You're just going to be, a lot of people will be enjoying the decline. I'll be enjoying the decline. I might even move, to a post-collapse economy where, I don't know, former Soviet, I don't know. Thailand, they'll at least, hey, we're Thai here. Yeah, cool, please continue. The Philippines, we're Philippines here. Please continue. But there will not be anything inspiring about society. And it would just be very boring, lazy. It will be like Idiocracy. The music will be like Idiocracy. The television, the TV shows will be like it, if it isn't already. You'll have nothing of great beauty. New stuff being created. It's just all going to be shit. With that lack of inspiration or vigor or identity to rally around will result in even more physically ugly people. More people will go and resort to, I always talk about how traits that you were born with or you claim you have or you believe. But traits, beliefs, and not actions, but marrings or markings. And what I mean by that is traits, beliefs, and markings are things you do or believe in because you're a lazy fuck and you don't want to produce anything of value. You still want to have value. You still want to think you're important, but you don't want to work for it. You don't actually produce something of value. You just want to have value, which is not possible. And again, what we see today is going to be turned up to 10 or 12 or 15 when I'm old. It's going to be, we look at what's your gender? What's your made-up gender? Do you believe you're this? Do you believe they have it so much that you have make-believe genders. So that, frankly, white people can have something to claim they're discriminated about. That's what it is. It'll be one. And then with mixed race going on, you're going to see this insanity. Like at one time, it will have meant something, I am black. And then you could associate some things with that. Okay, well, probably came from poorer class, but had these cultural things. They had rap, jazz, musically inclined, athletically predisposition to success. Good and bad, there would be a definitive trait, and I'd even say culture associated with, being black. You'd say Asian, all right, maybe a little bit more reserved, can't drive for shit in the left lane, really good at math, great programmers, very strong, stable nuclear families, a lot of violinists for someone, and very good video game playing. That is going to go away. These unique cultural things and the push for diversity, we're going to eliminate that shit. We're going to eliminate what is true diversity. Where, Mexicans, happy, fun, life, dancing, great food, damn repetitive music, can't learn a lick of English. I mean, whatever pros and cons, it will have created a unique group of people that is enjoyable. Again, this is why you go to Japan. Why? Because you see a different culture. I go to Mexico because I want to see a different culture and get shot. We're not gonna have that. It will become a melting pot, and we're not gonna keep anything that really kind of made it. It's just gonna be blah. And the reason is we're gonna push it. So then you're gonna have mixed races, and I'm half Latino and half white and this and that. Well, I'm American, but there is no American. You're certainly not going to celebrate, well, we kicked ass and dominated and took over this entire continent and we saved the world several times and we put a man on the moon. Oh, no, that was all white people and bad shit, because that's where you're going to be taught in the school. So there'll be nothing even for new Americans to celebrate, take pride in this country that you're now part of, immigrated to or born into, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be, and I think IQ is going to go down. A lot of people, that's because you're importing immigrants. And yeah, there's an argument for that too. But I just see the Native Americans, not American Indians, but people born here, it's such an easy life. You're just handed and weighted on hand and foot that your brain, you're effective. You might be a brilliant genius, but you're never going to have to use it. You're going to have an effective IQ that's just going to go down the toilet. People are not going to be interesting. You're going to watch the dumbass shit that they have on TV. You're going to watch YouTube. Hey guys, they're like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. The people are just going to go to shit. And for those of you with a high IQ and read the book Curse of the High IQ, you guys, you think you're in pain now. Holy cow. I'm afraid I'm going to go to the nursing home and I'm going to be like hanging out with a bunch of dumbass Gen Xers. They're like watching Netflix or YouTube. Hey guys. So this is how you wipe your ass, the ass wiping show for geriatric Gen Xers. Geriatric Gen Xers.org, oh my goodness. Tina, how do you wash your dentures? Oh. I'm going to be a hermit, I know that. We will have more traffic jams because you think every major metro is going to look like New York or Chicago today. It's going to be horrific. The only real places to live will be outside of major metro areas, but the majority of people won't because, as evidenced today, they'll just tolerate. San Francisco, Seattle, they will tolerate shit on the streets. That's not enough to get them to move or rethink their life decisions. So they're gonna do that. I do predict by the time you will see the first $1 million debts of student loans. I think that's going to be because of inflation and the likes of that. You will not see a Republican president. I think after Trump, I don't think you'll see that at all. What else do I got here for my notes? You will see very slow and stagnating economic growth. We're going to see a lot of debt. You're going to see a decay in the United States military as not only the individual Americans that populate it decay, as all of America will. But I just think they're going to say, well, we got to take all that money away from the military and give it to the poor. And then it's just, then maybe China might get ballsy. I believe Asia will remain intact if you want to talk about globally. Middle Eastern countries will more or less remain intact. Russia, I believe, will remain intact. And I bet you China and Russia might be knocking at our door. Not militarily, but in terms of global currency or reserve currency. What else? I believe if you think society's already doing it now, but it's going to even go worse. Society will play to the lowest common denominator. There will not be any interesting movies. The movies like The Joker, which I haven't seen, but I guess it's one of the more intellectual ones, that you're not going to see. Already it's painful to go to the movies or watch television. At least back in the 80s. Oh, you're never going to see 80s television. You're never going to see Knight Rider. Or even Family Ties was good. You're not going to see The Cosby Show. You're not going to see, what was other good, Airwolf. Simon and Simon. You're just not going to see that shit. Economically speaking, I think what you're going to see, and a lot of this stuff is already, I think you're going to see an artificial intelligence economy of sorts, where an increasingly smaller and smaller percent of the economy is actually going to be the real productive economy. The rest will be make-work government jobs like teachers, social workers, government, and all that. And it's going to put increasing pressure on that 20, 10, 5 dwindling percent of real scientists, engineers to race against idiots outbreeding the productive capacity of that decreasing sliver of real economic production. So you're going to, I mean, you could kind of see this in South Africa, where the communists are like, well, screw the white people, we're going to take all their production and shit. Well, that's going to sliver, and you're going to have a Zimbabwe pretty soon. Not because you're taking it from white people, but you're taking the productive capacity away. So technology is going to have to be this race to keep up with the idiots producing more parasites, essentially, of which I'd easily 90% of the American population be parasitic. The majority already is parasitic because we consume more resources than we rely on rich people to subsidize us like hell. It's an amazing amount of subsidizing. Even I am parasitic. I don't pay the taxes that I consume. You just don't. And then with the most basic needs and everything's going to be guaranteed and free shit and free that, people are going to fight over increasingly petty bullshit to the levels I can't even fathom. Because it's so petty right now. We are debating and arguing about shit like made-up genders, the petty war between the feminists, the TERFs, I guess is what they call them, the feminists, and trans activists. That's actually a thing today. We have made-up genders, so predominantly white people can have something to bitch about too. We have made-up mental disorders the mental disorders aren't made up. These are real mental disorders, but we fake having them. So once again, white people can be victims too. You'll see an increased androgynousness between men and women. Women will be more masculine, to the point they will be pats. There's going to be a huge population of pats that genetically would be male or female, but we won't know. And in this argument over petty shit, it's going to be an anti-excellence race to the bottom. Again, we already have it. You go into academia or government, it's like, who is the most oppressed? Okay, are you black? Well, okay, you're female and black. Well, oh, look out. Trisha's black, female, and handicapped, and a lesbian. Oh, she wins. She gets the directorship. And along with that, you're going to see corporations advertise not the quality of their products, but their politics of the products, which once again is happening already. Target, oh God almighty. I mean, even, I am pro lingerie. So occasionally I'll buy the GF, occasionally a nice little thing or a doodad. And I went to Yandy, which I'm never going to again, because now for every outfit, they not only have what it looks like on a regular woman, but on an obese model as well. I'm like, fuck it, never buying that again. You're going to see them play to politics, because that's all people will have. There will be not really a lot of problems except for major structural long-term ones in the economy, but I have no idea what they're going to fight and have value over when everything's bought and paid for by the government. I think it's like Bergeron's Dance or whatever it was, Anton Bergeron, whatever the name of that show is. I mean, people are going to, if you're tall, you get your legs cut. If you're smart, you have a trap you put on your brain that zaps you if you think too much. Beauty is going to be, they're going to hate on pretty people. They're going to hate on people that are harder working, like they already do. It's just what we see going on now among the worst people possible, more universal and turned up to 15. Yeah, I think men and women are going to continue to separate from one another. So much so, you even see this within immigrant and non-white community. People don't want to breed. They're going to be like, fuck this shit. I think virtual reality is going to get to the point where men are going to be like, they're not even going to bother going out dating. They're doing it now. They're not going out. Women are going to be doubling down on feminism, as they always have, and they're going to really tell you they don't need you this time. And I'm just going to sit there and smoke my cigar and enjoy the decline. I'm going to enjoy the collapse. Yeah, it's just going to be shit. And what's gonna keep it going on is technological advances and what remnants of a relatively long-term infrastructure we have. I don't think it will collapse and blow up like it inevitably will. I don't think that's going to happen by the time I'm retired. But it's just going to be a continuation of the general decaying and rotting of a society that we see today. And there's just not going to be anything beautiful, not going to be anything excellent. We're going to celebrate mediocrity because now that everything's bought and paid for and taken care of, grandly speaking, all we're going to do is look at our navels and navel gaze and say, oh, I got a penis. But is it a masculine penis or a feminine penis? Maybe it's a trans penis. I have value. Oh my God, look at me. I'm amazing. That's how petty humans will become. They will keep going down to more atomic and granular strata of minor differences, traits and things they were born with, or beliefs to derive their value because they've never earned their value. And it's going to be a lot of boring, worthless fucking people. So there you go. Happiness. Got questions? Got money? Go to assholeconsulting.com where I, the world's only professional asshole, will answer your questions. And there's links to books and everything down below. And on that happy note, toodles.